Hello my lovely little potatoes! For those who clicked on the video expecting me to honor the wonderful, starchy vegetable that is the potato, well, you're in for a disappointment. Because today I'm here to talk about my channel, The Potato Show. And more precisely, me, the potato. Since this is somehow the nickname I got based on your comments. Little tip, if you want to one day share content on the internet, really choose your username or channel name wisely. So maybe some of you are wondering where I've been, and I'm sure more of you are wondering who I am. For those who don't know or only know half of it, I'm a YouTuber passionate about video games, and on this channel, thank you Zelda, I make two types of videos. First is my thought on video games, which could definitely use a better series name, I agree. If you have any ideas, I'm all ears. In this format, I share my vision of video games, of the industry, even of the art, you could say, and I attempt to reflect and question with you, the community, on what makes video games better. Then for the second format, I have my series called Chronic, where I delve deep into a specific game, analyzing its strengths and weaknesses, all the while sharing my personal experience on it to try and convey to you as best as possible the wonder, frustration, or even disappointment I felt throughout the adventure. I've noticed that some of you think I'm here to critique video games. Honestly, I'm not here to give positive or negative reviews, ratings, make lists, or most importantly, tell you whether you should buy a game or not. Because ultimately, all that is very subjective. I'm not a critic, it's not my job, and I don't want it to be. If that's what you're looking for, I know you'll find people who do that much better than I do. Simply because it's their profession, or that they've specialized in it for years, whether on YouTube or in a newspaper, it doesn't matter. Me, the potato, I'm simply here to share with you, in my Chronic series, a very personal experience. To understand what a game has to offer, how it helped me evolve, to better understand video games, or even the current world. And yes, sometimes it's true as well, how it failed to reach its potential objective. And sadly, even on my small scale, one could say that it has impacted the sales. It was never the goal to say whether a game is good or bad, rather it's more to understand once again its successes or failures. And above all, understand how it could have reached its potential. Oh, and I also make jokes. I'm practicing sarcasm. So when I say that a bit clumsily with English as my second language, that Baldur's Gate is annoying because it's too long or too good, it's not meant to be said in a bad way. Okay, so maybe now it's time to talk a bit more about me. Who am I behind the potato? Well, I've already said, but I'm an audio and game designer. I completed a master's degree specializing in audio design and did an internship in game design. That's, in fact, why I haven't been able to make videos lately. Balancing between my personal life, YouTube and work hour was too difficult to manage. But here I am, ready for new adventures! And this break was really beneficial for me because it allowed me to realize that I wasn't heading in the right direction with my YouTube channel. I don't aspire to become a big YouTuber, to be popular on social networks, or even to make a living from it all. My ambition in life is to imagine and create games that I believe in. Games that carry something strong, wonderful, or even moving within them. And above all, games that convey messages that I share and want to transmit. For me, YouTube is and must remain strictly a hobby. The goal is not to make it a source of income, to stress over the algorithm or the number of views. And if some of you are also YouTuber or influencers, I think you know too well how hard the pressure from platforms can be. It's easy to get lost in the numbers, dislikes, negative comments, tutorial and advice on increasing visibility. What I love about YouTube is sharing and exchanging ideas. It's true, I could go on forum for that, but then I missed the opportunity to create a video on a specific topic where all the interaction related to it wouldn't have existed otherwise. So it's the community, and therefore you and your comments that drive me in this adventure. I'll give you a few examples, though I can't show everything, but it's this kind of exchange that I'm looking for. Now that I made that clear, I think I can finish on the future of Potato Show. For Chronic, you might have noticed that I don't stick to one genre of games, that I don't limit myself to retro, AAA, or indie games. And the reason is simple. For me, the video game world is too rich and vast to confine yourself. Now, like everyone else, I have my preferences, my comfort zones, but I always keep my curiosity and above all, my freedom. It would have been easier to capitalize on what worked, and not gonna lie, after a video on Baldur's Gate, it was tempting to confine myself to the genre or franchise. Because, well, yeah, the trending games always get a lot of views. Also, my video on Broken Sword did well in England, so capitalizing on nostalgia could have been a good boost for this channel. However, once again, I don't want to limit myself because I found that a shame. But I did think about it, and I realized that independent video games are very underrepresented on YouTube. And it's sad because they're the ones who need it most. If we're being honest, there is a reason for that, simply the same one as to why the vast majority of indie studios are struggling. Because people are not interested, or don't know it yet. And it's true, for some indie games you won't even find a trailer on YouTube, and when you start finding things, it's limited to reviews in a tutorial manner or let's play sessions. So the potato said to herself, well, maybe it's about time that this changed. Doesn't mean that I won't be doing retro games anymore, because there are way too many things to learn and understand from the past. It also doesn't mean that I completely stopped making videos on the bigger production, because damn, it should have been a shame to miss out on Baldur's Gate 3 last year. No, this just means that I'm gonna commit to sharing with you more niche or original content. And it's fine if it makes less views. Either way, I prefer making content that I actually believe in. As for the rest, I'm very happy with my other series, my thoughts on video games. I have lots of ideas for upcoming episodes, so if you're not already subscribed, consider doing so because we have plenty to discuss. I'd also like to introduce a new format in the coming months, probably something called Fast Chronic. The idea would be to discuss games, usually short and often free ones, for which I don't have the resources to make a full episode of Chronic. So it wouldn't be shorts, I don't want to make this on my channel. Instead, it would be compilations on a theme or genre that allows for a quick discussion of several small games. Finally, I'd also love to have a new format, very similar to Chronic, but to talk to you about board games. I'm not gonna do the whole speech again, but again, this isn't something that we see a lot on YouTube. At least, not in the way with the idea of sharing experiences, game feels, and more importantly, the desire to understand what gives a game its flavor. I'm very excited to start writing the first episode for this. Once again, it would be a matter of a few months, but it will come. Alright, I think that's pretty good for now. The video is a bit longer than I'd planned, but at least I was able to share with you everything that's going on around the channel right now. I would be very happy to hear your feedback in the comments, whether there are formats that interest you more than others, even if you're disappointed with the direction of the channel, or in the contrary, very excited about it. Feel free to share your thoughts or expectations, even if this video has been out for 2 years the time that you've watched it. I always read your comment and try to respond as personally as possible, especially when there are more detailed ones. Of course, it takes me some time, so forgive me if it takes a few days or even weeks to respond. On that note, thank you for staying until the end of the video. See you soon on the channel. Its strengths and weaknesses. Oh my god, they'll die! Ooh, wow. It's fine, we can... Zelda! She wanna participate, it's fine. She has so many things to say. It's because she loves video games too, you know?